Hey guys, my name is Chloe and I'm a private pilot. Today I want to talk about the worst advice I hear when it comes to private pilot training, and it has to do with the knowledge test, the FAA PAR. And this advice is to just study to pass the test. I cannot stand this advice. It's actually not even advice to me, it's just mental poison. And I cringe every time I hear somebody say this. Obviously, you need to know all the stuff. So that's an obvious point. I'm not going to harp on that. But let's talk about why that's really bad advice when it even comes to, let's say, just passing the test, right? So the material that you need to learn for the private pilot knowledge test to be a private pilot is really, really dense. It's basically a small library of information on a lot of different areas. Aerodynamics, regulations, weather theory, everything, right? Flight planning. And when you approach this dense volume of information with the mentality, the philosophy that you're just going to study to pass the test, it is inevitable that you're going to find topics that you can't stand, that you find boring, that are really difficult, and you're not going to put as much time and effort into those things. It's human nature if you think you're just going to study to pass. Because you'll say to yourself, well, that'll be my 30 points. Weather theory, right there. I can't stand it. I'm just thinking of weather theory because that was very hard for me. I can't stand it. I'm not going to get too deep into it. It's too hard. My brain hurts. I'm cognitive overload. I'm stressed to the max. Forget it. Forget it with the weather theory. I'll just eat those points. What you do when you study like that, and you think like that, and if you're studying to pass, you may be thinking like that without realizing you're thinking like that, right? You go into the actual test, the day of the test, with a much narrower margin of error than you would have otherwise, because now you have to, of all the things you do know, you got to get all those things correct, right? And that the odds of that basically you have to ace everything that you know now, because you don't have a shot in hell with the things that you didn't really study because you were just trying to study to pass. That's going to add a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and the kind of pressure you feel when you're sitting there at the testing center is different than anything that you feel when you take the practice test at home. It's completely different. And let's say I'm going to say weather theory, right? Let's say you said, screw it, weather theory, I can't stand it. You have no idea if your particular test is going to be very heavy in weather theory, because the FAA pulls from a random pool of questions for all the tests. No two tests are the same. Your friend may have had a lot of stuff about the regulations. You may have a variety. You may have a lot of stuff, maybe it's very heavy on aerodynamics. You don't know. And if your particular set of questions is heavy in an area that you didn't study very hard in, wow. I mean, that's not a good situation. On top of that, let's say you do get that 70, right? 70, 71. Your DPE is going to look at that and they're going to go, what the? Like, this person, do they know what's going on? Did they just study to pass the test? Like, they're going to grill you like a cheese sandwich on that oral. And I got a 97. I did very, very well. And I still got grilled like a cheese sandwich on the 2 questions I didn't get right. And it just gets worse and worse and worse the more you get wrong. And if you study just to pass the test, you're probably going to get a lot of things wrong. You want to give yourself the best chance of, first of all, passing, but also doing well. And you want to go in to the test feeling strong, feeling well-rounded and strong. Like the test should fear you, not like, oh crap, this test. Like the test, get the hell out of my way questions. You haven't ever seen no motherfucker like me come through. That's how you want to go into the test. You don't want to feel like, oh crap, like you're hiding from the truth that you don't really know certain things. Plus also when you're flying and you're training, studying well and being well-rounded and having a good handle on the material does help you be a better pilot. You just feel better. You just feel better when you know that, you've got a strong knowledge base. It's just the truth. So don't just study to pass the test. Ignore that. If somebody tells you that, just ignore that advice. Study thoroughly, study well, and then make it your goal that whatever you're weak in is going to be the thing that you end up strongest in. And you'll do really well. Let me know how you do if you have the FAA PAR coming up and you clicked on this video because it was related to the knowledge test and you wanted to listen to a video about the knowledge test. Let me know how you do. I'm excited for you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.